For the first time in over a decade, 4 hurricanes make landfall on the Gulf Coast this hurricane season. RFD-TV's Sarah Mock is in Washington checking in with some Florida farmers on how they're dealing with the aftermath.
Crops throughout the Southeast suffered huge losses after a series of hurricanes hit the region throughout the summer and into the fall. But livestock production was also hard hit due to these disasters. We're lucky enough to be joined here with Melissa Syfrett, a cattle rancher and feed mill owner in Florida. Melissa, could you talk a little bit about what going through this hurricane season was like?
Wow, it was devastating to some, and then others, we made it through it. There's a lot in the gamut. There was a lot of barns ripped off in the dairies, and then a lot of power out for amounts of time, a lot of damage to that, and then they suffered through the dairy cows as far as the production losses. And then in the beef ranches, of course, we have a lot of water, and we didn't have power for a long time. We were out in the country. And so power was last to get to the beef ranches. So to get the water off of the land, it took a long time. There was a lot of water standing. We were moving cattle in water with the horses, with other means of transportation. We were taking cattle from one ranch to another in the area because it was on higher ground, so that the calves wouldn't and the cattle wouldn't have detrimental impacts to them.
Could you talk about maybe some of the long-term effects that you've seen from these storms?
So the long-term effects is going to be more on the dairy industry as far as production losses. We were without a railroad system for over a week, so therefore they were limiting feed to the animals. And when you limit the feed, the production goes down. When you affect them with the water, the production goes down. And then the hurricane, of course, just the impact of the winds and everything, the production's going to go down on the animals.
There's potentially even another hurricane brewing in the Gulf of Mexico right as we speak. Do you feel like your ranch is needing to be more prepared than ever? Does it feel like there's been a change of just how many storms and how intense they are and how many disasters you folks deal with throughout a season?
Definitely. It's going to impact how we're doing business now, and then what we're going to do to shore up everything that's been ripped apart. All of the tin roofs and things that are just flopping in the wind right now, they're going to need to be nailed down even more quicker and faster than we would have in the past.
Absolutely. A challenge always to prepare, not only recover from existing challenges, but to prepare for future ones that might be coming tomorrow, next week, or even in the coming years and decades. Again, we were lucky enough to be joined by Melissa Syfrett, a cattle producer and mill owner in Florida. We'll have more updates for you throughout the morning. Until then, back to you in the studio.
Well, Melissa is in Washington with others in the Wentworth Agriculture Leadership Institute at the University of Florida. To learn more about the program, of course, you can visit wentworthleadership.com.